to Kate Side.
Amateur bantamweight title on the line. Cameron Allgaier in the black with the blue glove tape. Justin Patton in the black, red glove tape. Chip Snyder is the referee.
Crowd reacting to both fighters and really loving Patton.
Patton immediately coming out with the striking. Saw him almost throw a head kick there.
Still not
Takedown
allowed.
right away.
There it is.
You knew it was coming. In a perfect world, this would be me fighting right now, and they would be next. But hey, we'll take it.
We'll take it. The timing of Cam,
Patton back to his feet.
important all day today. His takedowns are going to be all about timing. He has the ability to do them, but it's about when he throws them and how he sets them up.
Looking to take the back here. Patton has one hook in, trying to climb up the back here.
Patton's got to get his back to the cage.
As you mentioned, Patton also an experienced grappler. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
See that with his calmness of dealing with a really great attack from Cam. Not a surprise. That's what Cam does.
Yeah, Patton has that whizzer.
He's got the whizzer and tough, yeah. He's got to get his right forearm on the chin of Cam. Be able to push him away, use that frame when he's against the cage.
He can start framing here and push on the ear and the side of the head of Cam to try to wall walk, but it looks like Cam knew that was coming.
He did, without
Set
a
up
doubt.
the defense.
He's got to get his back to the wall and get a leg free. If Cam's able to control both of those legs, he's not going to be able to do much.
So far, the difference has been the wrestling of Cam Allgaier. He throws a knee to the body as Patton back to his feet now.
Got a guillotine here
Steady
too.
guillotine. It's tight. It's very tight. Rolling him over with it.
Still has it. Now trying to finish it maybe here in this front 10-finger guillotine here.
And he's out.
Cam being aggressive to try to finish the fight. Really like to see that. Both fighters really want that win and the belt at 247 Fighting Championships.
Yeah, and I think, Allgaier came in with a game plan of not giving Patton any kind of space to work those strikes.
You're 100% right. He's doing a really good job of head position. That's where you want to keep your head, right at the top of the chest, keeping his chin up, not being able to do much in that position. The pressure right there, it's very hard to be able to do anything if you're Patton right now with Cam's pressure.
I thought maybe there was some blood, but I guess not. Nice knees there to the thigh from Allgaier.
Cam's also showing the value in executing a game plan when he was aware of a weakness, recognizing that his striking isn't likely on Patton's level, doing a game plan that takes advantage of his strengths.
Looking to try to transition here to a double leg, has the hands clasped behind the back of the legs, behind the thighs. And just gets the job done there too. Wasn't necessarily a pretty takedown, but he ends up on top in half guard here.
MMA takedowns look a lot different than pure wrestling, and Cam is well suited for the MMA world for takedowns.
Yeah, Patton looking for maybe a triangle here as he throws that right leg up. Not enough time.
Good round for Cam Allgaier right there. And you're so right about that, because in MMA, when you take the cage into the aspect, it's so much different, because I wrestled for 14, 15 years of my life. Not having that cage in there and just blast double legging somebody and holding them down, it's so much different than having that, because you can't sprawl. You got to use it to your advantage, and it's also a disadvantage on the defensive side. There's a lot of aspects, and it's a completely different sport, and it's a different way to wrestle when you take that cage into it.
It really is. There's a lot of stalled wrestling attempts up against the cage that then sometimes people use against the wrestler.
Right.
Where you can't have that in wrestling. There's no cage to hold you up.
Absolutely not,
Where the person can be defensive and turn their hips and frame and start working, turning, spinning. None of that happens in MMA. And in wrestling, it's always exciting to see how somebody uses wrestling in MMA.
And that first round, I think, is exactly what Allgaier wanted to do. He's been 3 of his 4 fights have gone to a decision. He's not afraid to go into deep waters and use his wrestling to win the fights. And I think if you're Patton, you got to say you got to find some way to make space here in the second round.
Well, they always start on their feet in MMA.
Good body kick there.
Yep.
But
Cam's committed to this. He's committed to takedown, committed to wrestling the general right here. And he gets it.
Yes, he is.
Good job just turning the corner there by Allgaier. Now it looks like he's trying to take the back as Patton has control of his neck.
Cam looks to have done a lot to improve his ability to wrestle at this level for the longer advanced amateur. He admitted that when he had that split decision win, he got tired, hadn't gone the 9 minutes before.
Oh, he's got a Kimura here.
Yeah, this looks like it might be.
Cam has to be on the defensive right now. The general really has this set.
Cam needs to get his leg free and walk over his head. No, he's good here.
Maybe try to transition to either
He's
an
good.
armbar or.
Patton got a little bit too high.
Patton still has some options. You're right, champ. He's out of one danger, but
He needs to flip his hips.
the
Justin
long
Patton
levers,
does.
the long legs and long levers of Patton gives him some advantages here.
Still has trying to rip that
He could still
right
pop
arm
it.
out.
He has to clear the body of Cam.
Here, Kama
And he's
Worthy
free.
saying set up a triangle to Justin Patton. I'm assuming that's Kama Worthy. I recognize his voice from anywhere.
Good advice.
That is 100% comma worthy.
No.
There's no doubt about that.
Allgaier now looking to try to finish this double leg here, trying to get Patton back on his back, but Patton has that right arm over the neck.
Yeah, Justin needs to get rid of that guillotine and get his back to the wall and try to get back up. He wants to keep this fight standing. This isn't where he wants to be right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Allgaier.
holding on to a guillotine in this position.
But he actually regards here with
There
the
you go.
guillotine.
Yeah, even having that regard there
Well-
against the cage, it's tough to finish that right there.
He'd have to
Yeah.
get some space to suck down the hips.
without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Still, he's trying to now stretch out.
Does have to be
Allgaier,
careful
40
with
seconds.
those long legs.
Oh,
of
he's got. He
Patton.
might. I think this is
Wow.
tight. He might
He
have
might
this right
have
here.
it. Absolutely, champ. The face of Cam starting to go red.
Patton trying to.
Have it. Absolutely, champ. The face of Cam starting to go red.
Patton trying to readjust
He
here.
needs to get away from the cage. He needs to get his hips out and get into the.
Cam cleared
he's
it.
got it.
22 seconds left here in round number 2.
That was a long time for Cam to be in a guillotine around his head.
Without a doubt.
Now he's using the ground and pound rules, which is good for Cam. Figuring out how to combine his wrestling with ground and pound, something he hasn't been able to use before advanced amateur rules.
Couple shots here as Patton tries to turn back into him.
Cam survived that little bit of danger there at the guillotine and continued to work his game plan.
Interesting round there. How do you score that? Because two very deep submission attempts there from Justin Patton off of his back, but the wrestling I feel like was
Yep.
really the biggest difference maybe in that round.
That is a bit of a debate in MMA. How do you score near submissions?
Here at the replay, I believe this is the takedown.
Yep.
And the takedowns can be scored, and you can say how you will about how the judges will score it. If you get a takedown and you have the control that he had that round, I think it's a no doubt, no brainer that he gets that round because he controlled him the entire round, regardless of the submission attempts. But if he was to take him down and Patton was to get up right away, that's where you might take into consideration, well, that actually might even go more towards Patton's favor to be able to get out right away. But Cam controlled that round. I think you got to give it to him. I think he's up 2-0 right now.
Round number 3 of this amateur title bout. This will be the final round.
I like seeing Cam go to strikes when he was on the backside of Patton towards the end, really letting his striking go in a clinch.
Uppercut there from Patton as Allgaier immediately changes levels.
See, Patton's got to do a better job of keeping the distance there. He knows that takedown's coming.
Yeah, I'm surprised he continued to throw kicks because every time he threw the kick, Allgaier changed levels and immediately rushed in and got the takedown.
Cam has a lot to work.
Patton, though,
here.
now
Patton's got
taking the back, has that left arm trapped.
Well, we saw Patton last time, almost had a Kimura, almost had a guillotine. So let's see what he goes for here as he's on the ground against the cage here.
Patton is confident in his submission skills, and maybe he could turn the table
Tries to
on
has
Cam.
that right post, now trying to get back to his feet here from this position. Allgaier needs
Cam's
to
doing all the little stuff right, hooking the leg, pulling it, squeezing both legs together. We see Khabib Nurmagomedov really made this, controlling the legs on the
Allgaier
ground.
has his back,
Makes
one
a
hook
huge
in.
difference.
Without a doubt. It's Mat Factory 101.
Yep.
has that hook, that
Even
leg
has a-
all the way hooked, all the way through behind his own right knee.
He's got a body triangle set up on a leg, just really showing a lot of skill set there of control.
Couple shots there from Allgaier. Patton grabs the wrist control.
And I've been on the receiving end of this position. If you're Justin Patton right now, this is not a fun position to be in. It's very tiring, very taxing. You know he wants to be on his feet, but it's almost impossible to get up when you're being controlled the way he is right now.
He also has to be careful he doesn't let a submission like a rear naked choke or something slide in.
Yep.
Okay, he's trying to shake Allgaier off of his back. Actually does get out of that. Now trying to get back to his feet.
Patton's got to get up here. Obviously, he sweeps the leg again.
Yeah, just
he's doing a really good
Those
job.
little things, the sweeping and Cam being aware that he can punch in positions where he used to not be able to punch, I think is also adding to his game.
Yeah, Patton back to his feet here. You see, take a look here at the corner. Dave Sachs in the corner of Justin Patton, the veteran fighter.
I'm so impressed by Cam's head position. He's not getting his head out of position to give
First
himself.
triangle here.
Oh,
This might be tight.
right when the champ mentioned the head position, he's in a little bit of trouble.
That's the advantage of those long limbs. This is tight.
Oh, Cam's got to really push his arm free to create some space, or else he's in.
36 seconds left to go here.
Looks like his shoulder's free for now. Plenty of space for the carotid artery.
What Patton needs to do is he needs to grab his foot and try to lengthen him out here.
Couple of shots to the body here from Patton.
Patton's best chance is to still finish that
going for
triangle.
it. He needs to flatten him out.
Maybe trying to turn him over, looking for an arm bar.
This could make the difference. Patton going to the body. He needs to really get the submission, or else the belt's likely not going to be his.
We go to the judges' scorecards here.
One of these two fighters will be crowned the inaugural 135-pound amateur champion.
I feel like that's been a common theme going to the judges' scorecards.
Where? That's your belt. Who doesn't know that's your belt? Forget it.
Try to take Cole Masic's belt. That's a big no-no.
Cole Masick would have to throw hands if somebody tries to
I think
take his
Cole
belt.
Masick against Cam Allgaier is the next fight we need to see.
There you go.
Champ versus champ. Open weight, but we makes too many assumptions. Judges still haven't awarded Allgaier the title. That was an interesting fight because Allgaier was very offensive with the wrestling.
Yes.
But he was in a couple of bad positions with the submission attempts. Be really interesting to see how the judges score it. I learned my lesson, like I said, the last event.
We really do not know. Those submissions were close on a couple times. Cam really impressive in not only using a game plan, but everybody knows his game plan.
Send it back up to Drew Shannon with the official result of this bantamweight title bout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the decision has come down to the judges. Your winner by unanimous decision and the inaugural 247 Fighting Championship Bantamweight Champion in the blue corner, Mallrats